Right, and we are live. So let's just check we're live. Thank you for joining me, Brandon
Yeah,
Duff.
thanks so much for having me, man. I'm super excited. I know that we've been going back and forth for forever now. So let me just change a few settings and we'll get the show on the road.
Okay, just looking for the update on Facebook just to check we're streaming live. So if you are watching live, hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. This is my second StreamYard live. We're going across to YouTube. So hello to everyone on YouTube. Hello to everyone on Facebook. I'm going to introduce to you guys the one and only. Well, he'll introduce himself. So let's find out who he is. So just tell us your name and just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Melvin. I am so excited to teach Melvin, to be honest. My name is Brandon Duff. I am a money friend, I would say. I do boring passive income, as you know. I am from anywhere from real estate investing to software and everything in between. Before, I was actually a personal trainer, and
Wow.
I really loved my job. But I just hated exchanging time for money because it was a huge influence on how much money I was making, because I didn't have like actual vacation time or sick time or anything like that. I just had to literally, if I was training someone, I was making money. If I was not training anyone, I was not making money. And so I needed to figure out a way to leverage myself and the internet and make more money just by spreading my message and spreading my word. So I found the great thing called the internet. And that's how I kind of figured out that I could actually leverage that to make more passive income. And so that's kind of where I am today. So
Brilliant. And where are you in the world, Brandon? Where are you, for the rest of people watching, where are you in the world?
So I'm in Texas. I actually moved from California. I gave up my fitness business to start all over and moved to Texas because, man, I wish I moved here so much sooner. Everyone is so much nicer. There's zero income tax and there's so many more benefits. So I'm actually in the United States in Texas.
Okay, brilliant. So we've got Brandon Duff, ex-personal trainer,
Yeah.
now working online, part of the Money Friends, and he's in Texas. So all you USA peeps out there, especially all you people in Texas. I know a few people in Texas. We've got TT. If you're watching TT, the cake lady, big shout out to you. So hello to YouTube, hello to Facebook, and to all you friends and family around the world. Brandon Duff from Texas. So next question, Brandon. What are you working on right now? What are you working on right now?
Oh man, so we just bought a house. So that's kind of like our dream house. We're actually leveraging our current real estate investments to buy our dream house. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, plus it has a theater, it has a office, and it has a bonus game room. So very exciting stuff. We also have software. We actually just pushed it to the Chrome store, which I'm really excited about because we're having a freemium kind of version of that. And so we're really leveraging the internet as much as we can just because of how much we can have traffic that's already there. And we're able to leverage traffic, like I said, that was already there that will feed traffic to our software, to our just all of our products, and I'm very excited about that. This is actually the first time we have actually talked about it because we haven't told anyone that we actually pushed a freemium version on the Chrome store. So, Teacher Melvin, you're the first to actually know this.
There you go. Exciting news and updates happening right. Remember where you heard it first, guys. Now, a quick statistic for you. There's about 7 billion people and growing every single day on the planet. Facebook, guess how much YouTube and Facebook have right now? I think it's about 2 billion right now.
I know that Facebook's around just over 1 billion, and I'm guessing YouTube is a lot more because obviously YouTube, Google, I mean, that whole platform, they own a great portion of the internet. So yeah, I definitely believe it's pushing way above 2 million.
Yes,
2 billion, sorry, 2 billion.
2 billion. 2 billion people. So think of that abundance mindset. If you're worried about finding leads and you're looking to get more people in your business, then Brandon's the man to talk to. He's got up and coming software. Now, I've used it myself. Tell us a bit about your software that you tried in the beginning. I know we did superhero toolkit. Tell us what happened there, and what struggles did you encounter?
So, wow, man, that's a great question, and I think that this is a great opportunity for people because when we first created our superhero toolkit, it was a way to just kind of establish ourselves in the market, and we learned a lot from that software, and we were able to take that software and make a great deal of income because software is a gold mine. And taking that software, we had a lot of feedback, and we ended up another development team came to us and they said, hey, we're really interested in the software, and we really want to buy it from you.
Wow.
So I said, why not?
Why
Why
not?
wouldn't we do that? And so we actually ended up selling our first software, my kind of like baby in a sense, and we sold it to another development team, and they took it away from us, and it was like a match made in heaven. And so when we sold it to them, we were able to take the feedback that we got from all of our other like just not our team, but like our money friends. And they said, hey, Brandon, like we really want this, and we want to be able to do this. And so we took all that feedback, and that's what kind of was our superhero toolkit was kind of our minimum viable product. It was kind of all the feedback that we got, and we took that and we developed this new software. And we were able to make a substantial change in what we were doing in our software team, but just not only that, but just how we ran our business. And it was really just an eye-opening experience because we were able to have a minimum viable product that did really well, and we're able to leverage all the feedback we got and turn into something that's completely different. And so that was just a learning opportunity that we were able to make a lot of money with, and able to leverage that feedback to make what we have today, which is a true Facebook CRM. And from there, we are able to create a Instagram CRM and so many other pieces of software. So it's been just a great opportunity to take the feedback that we got from not only our students, not only from just the general public, but our money friends, based on what they really wanted. And yeah, it's just been a really great just learning opportunity, and overall just a great experience.
Absolutely. And being a manager in retail and banking, we say that feedback is like gold dust.
Oh
I mean,
man,
feedback is gold dust.
Yeah, it not only if you're able to give someone what they want and they're willing to pay for that, like there's no better feedback that you can ever get. And it's just amazing that we are able to give something to someone what exactly they wanted, and they're willing to pay even more for that. So it's like a win-win because they get what they want, we get what we want, and it's like unfathomable because they're able to give us and literally pay us to give them feedback, or to give us feedback, and we're able to create what they want and make it come to life. And my team is so amazing. I'm so lucky to have my developer and my development team because I wouldn't be able where I am today without them. So I'm so excited to have them like a part of the Money Friends.
Brilliant. So everyone's a winner. Feedback is gold. So last question then. So you talked about a bit of your why. So how can people reach out to you for more information?
So I mean, the Money Friends is just my brand. They can look at my trainer Brandon. I was a trainer before this, so it was like my trainer Brandon. I'm on Instagram. I have I think 14,000 followers. On Facebook, my trainer Brandon, facebook.com, my trainer Brandon. Very easy to find me. So it's very easy to find me.
Okay, and you got a lovely image. How you stood out from the crowd is when we first met. You had a moustache and a hat. Tell us about that. What was that about?
Yeah. So before this, I was a trainer, and I I hated exchanging time for money. I think we kind of talked about this briefly,
Yeah.
but for me, I needed to leverage massive passive income, as teacher Melvin says. And
Massive.
so I'm a
Yes.
big fan of massive passive income because it allows us to free up our time and have that time money, as some people say. And I am a big believer in being able to leverage your time, because our time is the only asset that is not like refundable. It's the
Yes.
only asset that is always being expended, but never actually being able to be replenished. And so when I started really growing in my fitness business, I decided that I needed to figure out a way to leverage my time and my money. So I started investing in real estate, and I ended up getting about 10 rental units. And I was like, well, I needed to set myself apart from these affiliate marketers or anyone else, because I needed to kind of create a brand for myself. So I thought, what better way to leverage Monopoly, because I was a real estate investor, and Mr. Monopoly is all about trading up your houses for hotels, kind of like what
Yeah.
you do with your teacher Melvin. And I figured, why not have that kind of branded image? So I actually put on a little mustache and a bow tie, have my little cane, and I created a persona or a branding image of myself. And so I actually, when I signed up for ClickFunnels, I actually went to Funnel Hacking Live with that, and they put me up on the showcase for the first day, and that was really exciting. And I kind of made a name for myself.
You did.
Yeah, I definitely did. And so that was kind of like the start of it. And so I started thinking of like, okay, how can I leverage real estate into the digital marketplace? And so many people just don't realize, like, we have digital real estate. I mean, anything that you create is digital real estate. And a lot of people don't realize that like social media is not, it disappears after 24 hours, 48 hours. So I needed to really create something that was lasting. So I got into creating software, and that was a monthly thing that people could pay, like rent every single month, and their rent was due every single month. And if they didn't pay, they were evicted. And so in the grand scheme of things, I've realized that on social media, like, I have to evict some people, and it is what it is. But if they can't pay their rent, then unfortunately, like, they have to go. And so I've I've come to realize that social media, you create lasting relationships, but you also create not lasting relationships. And I've had, and this just, and if in the grand scheme of things, when it comes down to it, if you're growing, you're going to lose a lot of relationships because
Yeah.
they're not growing with you. And luckily for me, I've had some amazing relationships like Melvin here. I've had some amazing, lots of amazing relationships, but I've also had some relationships that I would say some haters, because I've
Yeah.
outgrown them, and they've come to hate me because they want to rather, instead of grow with me, they'd rather bring me down or other
Yeah.
people down. And I think this is kind of a phenomenon within social media, and I've never seen this anywhere else, because all my real estate friends that invest in real estate, all they want to do is continuously grow. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's Facebook or Instagram, because I have never seen this on Instagram when I was growing my fitness business, but there are a lot of haters. And I don't know if it's because of um, they're just not in a right place, or they just don't want to grow, or they don't want to grow with us. I just don't know what the philosophy is, but um, you just kind of rise above that, and you continuously grow, and you continuously inspire people to do better. So that's kind of been my experience. The reason why I started the Money Friends is because I really just wanted to make money online with my friends. I thought, like, how cool would it be is to have someone like Melvin, where I could be like, hey Melvin, like, I'm kind of experiencing X, Y, and Z today. Like, what are your thoughts? And Melvin would tell me, you got to do this, you got to do this. And I'd be like, oh man, that's a great perspective, because like you're having someone who tells you outside of your area of expertise that is going to give you a third party perspective. And you're able to take that third party perspective and grow from it. And so I'm lucky enough to actually have met someone like Melvin and not like kind of fallen into the trap of some of these other gurus or people that are just not looking to help other people. So I'm lucky to kind of have met Melvin and the whole ClickFunnels community, because I feel like there are some people that just don't know what they're doing and they pretend like they do. And then you have people like Melvin who knows what he's doing and really wants to help you grow. So it's been an opportunity to really have met you. So thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Brand. No, it's a pleasure to have you as well. I mean, we've known each other for, I think, well over a year now. And the reason why we got in contact...
a year, actually, because I just started this whole online thing probably actually in September of last year, actually was at Burning Man. And I gave up my 6-figure business. I was making a substantial amount of income and well over 6 figures, actually. And I gave it to another trainer. And then I went to Burning Man and started all over because I was bored. I didn't want to, like, if you're not happy, I was happy. I liked my clients, but I just didn't like what I was doing because I was exchanging time for money. And so, yeah, man, it's only been I want to say just under a year now that we met.
Under a year. Yeah, it feels like I've known you a long time, but it's just under a year. But for that, like I said, in life, you meet people, they'll teach you a lesson. Some will, teach you a lesson in a good way, and others a more painful way. And like going back to haters, haters, I've had haters.
Yeah,
means you're doing something right. I've got a lot of haters. I'm annoying to some people. I get it. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. But like I said, there's plenty of people to go around. There's 7 billion people on the planet.
Right.
So what if you've got a few haters? There's an acronym, haters, and having anger towards everyone reaching success.
Right.
So you're never going to get criticism from someone who's doing more than you are.
Right.
Yeah, much better. Yeah. So from that point of perspective, it sucks. It hurts at first, but then it's not your fault. You're just Brandon Duff doing your thing, helping people with software. You've helped people with fitness. I think you found your true passion now. I think you do want to help people. But yeah, trading time for money is a bit of a trap.
Yeah.
Because once you stop working, the money stops. And you want to have that money come in month out, which we call MRR, monthly revenue, recurring revenue. Right. And that's what Robert Kiyosaki talks about. And that's what many entrepreneurs talk about. So my last question then, because we can talk forever, as you know.
I'm all for it. I have nothing to do. So ask him as many questions as you want.
Okay, so let's quickly talk about books. I mean, I've got a few books there. Alan Sugar, The Unfair Advantage, Alibaba, Robert Kiyosaki. What book would you say inspires you? Let's talk about books very quickly. What book are you reading?
Oh, man.
What book has inspired you? Let's talk about books.
What is this book? So a few books, actually. So it's funny because I actually, I do a lot of audiobooks. I'm not really good fast reader. I've always struggled as a kid I've had a speech impediment. I couldn't say my S's and I couldn't say my R's growing up. So when I recently, probably in the last year or two, I actually couldn't say specific. And that should be just because of my speech impediment and all sorts of different things. And I wasn't a great student as a kid. I didn't understand school. And so when I learned when audiobooks started coming out, they actually helped me a lot because I could listen to them at 2 speed. I actually listened to any kind of audiobook or YouTube video. I have to listen at 2, probably 1.5, depending on who's talking. Like Russell Brunson, I need to listen to him at 2.5, maybe 3 speed because he talks so slow. And but everyone else, anywhere between 1.5 to 3 speed is what I listen to. But I actually recently bought Platform Closing. I'm a big fan of Peng Joon's.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have bought Digital Millionaire from Dan Henry. I have all sorts of audiobooks. I just listened to Scaling Up and The Millionaire Next Door, which are both amazing books. And so I would say that those are probably the 4 books that I've read in the last 2 months. So those 4 books, I would say, have been probably a great learning experience for me in the last 2 months because they're just really insightful. So Scaling Up, the Platform Closing, The Digital Millionaire, and The Millionaire Next Door has probably been the 4 books in the last 2 months that I've read or listened to. Yeah.
Okay, so you seem to be a speed listener.
Yeah, I listen much better than I actually read. I have really, I actually just bought glasses, so I'm very excited about those coming in because before I knew I needed glasses, but I was too lazy actually to go to optometrist and like actually spend money on like something that I really didn't need, but I knew I did need. Because for me as an investor, like I invest all my money, like spending money on myself is kind of like a foreign thing to me. So like I'm not one to like drive a fancy Porsche or like buy fancy clothes or a fancy watch. Like this shirt, I probably wear it all the time that people see. This hat, like this is a hat I had at Burning Man. So like I don't really spend money on myself. I only spend money on furthering my education and just my own self versus buying something to impress people that I don't care for. Because so many like gurus try and spend money on like engagement or things to like impress people that they never even talk to. And so I just really hated that. So I only like really invest money into furthering my like family in a sense. So like we own 10 rental units, as you know. We just actually bought a house that is going to be built in April, and we didn't actually buy that house until I lost Melvin. So I didn't actually buy that house until we own 10 rental units, and my tenants aren't actually they're paying for that in a sense. So yeah, that's kind of like my story in a sense. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Teacher Melvin decided to bounce, or he's going to be back in a sense. I don't know exactly, but I'm a big fan in just continuously investing in using money to make more money, because once you have a kind of a base on being able to provide for, I think that was him right there. Join the feed. It's still up. So I'm a big believer in reinvesting your income because more income today is worth more than future income, just with cost of inflation. And that's why you're able to make so much money. But we will wait for Teacher Melvin here in a second. I wonder if he's going to show up. He just messaged me. I give it like 3 more minutes. I don't know what to say. I'm waiting for Teacher Melvin. There's an interview with him. Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate that, man. I hope you're doing well. I have I'm just waiting for teacher Melvin on this interview process. So if you have any questions, Andrew, about investing, about engagement, I'm more than welcome to answer any questions that you have. I mean, to chomp in your ear. Actually, I'll shut that off. So, yeah, Andrew, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out or comment. I'm on vacation. I'm chilling. That's awesome, man. I love vacation. I've actually been to Dubai, Tahiti. I just wrote a blog post on how to travel for free or cheap online. You should definitely check that out, which was an amazing blog post on how to leverage a way to travel for free or for cheap. I actually wrote it on my blog post, which is a really good way to leverage all sorts of different apps and all sorts of different ways to being able to travel for free. So welcome back, Teacher Melvin.
Right.
But yeah, I love traveling. It's luckily for me, I've learned little tricks, and I posted this on my blog, how I can travel for free or for cheap using all sorts of different tactics. So you definitely want to check that out. Welcome back, Teacher Melvin. Mr. Melvin will go on with his questions.
Okay, so we talked about books. So you said you like speed listening and obviously audio. I like audio. I've listened to Rich Dad Poor Dad on audio as a 3-part CD. Okay, so you've got some exciting things happening. We know you're into software now. You're no longer doing personal training. So what's this new? Tell us more about this new software that you got up and coming. And tell us some of the brief. Just tease us with some of the features and benefits of this amazing software.
Yeah, Andrew. So before we go into that, I'm just going to answer some of our listeners' questions. So, it's super important to spend time with your friends and family. I definitely appreciate that. I don't do that enough, unfortunately, because as entrepreneurs, and Mr. Melvin will tell you probably the same, is we're very focused on long-term growth and being able to provide for a greater, as entrepreneurs, we're trying to push the human race to continuously improve and be long-term kind of not saviors, but in a way being able to continuously push the human race to new limits. I mean, that's kind of what Elon Musk is all about. That's why he's coming out with things like the electric car, being able to travel to Mars and all sorts of things. But to answer your question about the software, so we developed a piece of software that is all about saving time and making more sales. So many people focus on engagement, and that's kind of the wrong way of looking at things, because sure, everyone can do the sexy, fancy things of marketing, but that really doesn't pay the bills. Like, you need to have a sales team. And if you don't know how to make sales, then you're never going to put food on your table. I see all these people get like 200, 300, 400 comments, and they make no money. And I find that very fascinating, because everyone thinks that the sexy thing is engagement right now, but it's really, sure, that's sexy, but it doesn't really do much for you. Like, you can't cash in likes and comments. And unfortunately, I only have I used to have quite a bit of friends. I removed a lot of them, and then I built them up, and then I removed a lot of them. And so I think I only have like 500 friends right now. And I make more money than the people that are having 400, 500, 600 comments. And it really fascinated me when I started realizing that, sure, these people are really good at creating a kind of a stir crazy environment of engagement, but they didn't have an offer, they didn't have any kind of engagement, or not engagement, but any kind of sales. And this might sound really bad, but like these people that are still making like all this engagement, their credit cards fail when they purchase our software, and it says insufficient funds, and I'm just like, well, what's going on? Like, is it like, what? I mean, is it not like, I don't know. Like, what is the problem? You're getting so much engagement. You're getting so much likes. You're getting so much like attention. Why aren't you closing? And it's just, I think I don't know if it's a confidence issue, or they just don't have a good offer, or just they have outside forces that are commenting on their posts, and it's just pushing the engagement, but it's not really closing the deal. So I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, engagement looks good. It looks sexy. It's a vanity metrics. I agree with that. And a lot of people are trying to get the engagement up. But at the end of the day, likes alone won't pay the bills. Comments won't pay the bills. You've got to learn how to close. It's a sales process. Ask any entrepreneur or any sales guru or guru. It comes down to closing. Now, when people reach out and ask for information, you should be in a position to close them. And if you can't do that, and this is where we come in, we give you some high ticket closing, low ticket closing. Low ticket should be a no-brainer, but high ticket closing is a skill that needs to be learned. And if you can't close sales, then maybe entrepreneurship's not for you.
Well, I have to actually, I think this is kind of where we always, not always, we kind of agree on it. And I think you will agree on this too, that if you're trying to organically sell something that's $7 versus something that's $1,000, I think it comes down to exactly the same thing. It's confidence in who you are as a person, being able to sell something that's $7 versus something that's $1,000 or $9.97, whatever the marketing number is. And it really comes down to confidence in yourself, because if you're not able to close a deal at $7, you're never going to be able to close a deal at $9.97. But if you have confidence in yourself and you believe in what you have that is going to help people, then you're able to, it makes no difference. It's the same exact techniques. It's the same exact time. It's just working with different people. And I think that a lot of people think that maybe they just don't find value in themselves. And that's why they're trying to focus on these $1 commissions or $7 commissions or whatever that is. And I think that it's really hurting them. And it's taking up a lot of their time, and it's taken up a lot of their effort to close the same deals that are $7 or $1 that it is selling for something that's $9.97. And I don't even know why most people don't even create their own offers, because if they're doing so well and they have confidence in themselves, they should be able to make a program that is similar to some of the other programs that they're already selling. Because when it comes down to it, people buy in the individual, then they actually buy in the actual product, because and I don't get it, because I've seen numerous people buy products and don't take action. And all they do is buy a product and think that it's going to sell for them and be some kind of magic maker. And it's not. And it comes down to taking action. And unfortunately, like a product, this like high ticket program, I'm not going to say any names, but these things aren't going to sell themselves. Like, people buy into you as a person versus the actual product. So I find it very fascinating that these people that are willing to sell something that is $7, like maybe some kind of lead machine, versus selling something that is much higher priced, higher value that they're going to get out of it. I don't understand why they don't just sell their own product. So that's just my own personal opinion, and I could totally be wrong. But that's my own belief and that's my own perspective. But I feel like if you're able to sell something at $7 and do it consistently, you can definitely sell something at $9.97.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. People buy from people,
Right.
and um, when we do business, like when I was in the bank or when I was in retail, people buy from people. This is why they were so hot on customer service. You smile and be polite. You never rude to your customers. That's another tip to all you entrepreneurs out there. Never be rude to your customers. If you want feedback, feedback is gold dust. If someone gives you a complaint, you should welcome it, not fight back. You know who you are. I'm telling you off. So people buy from people. I think it's a confidence issue. It's also a mindset. There's a big topic, mindset.
Yep.
I just think people are also afraid of sales. They don't like asking for sales. They think sales is evil. Salespeople are bad. No, sales is good. If you think about it, sales happens all the time. I mean, Brandon, you've been in personal training. You must have had to close clients to get them to subscribe to your training. It's a process, and it's an enjoyable process once you know. So, where did you learn then? Where did you learn sales? Where did you learn? Was it from a book? Did you do a course? Where did you learn that from? Because it's a great skill to have.
You know what? I don't know. That's a great question. I think it's just consistently testing and consistently learning. I don't think it like for me, I can't remember like how I learned it. I think it's just kind of being confident. Like I said earlier, just being confident in
Yeah.
believing in what you have is going to help people. And
Mm.
if you know that it's going to help people, like it is literally your duty to sell them. And if they're not willing to level up their life, then unfortunately, like they're not ready to have you as some kind of confidant or a
Mm.
business partner or anything in general, because sales make the world go round. Like
Yeah.
we literally need to have salespeople to like make the world a better place. And I feel like so many people are, like you said, are afraid of sales because, and just like they're afraid of being like a used car salesman or
Yeah.
feeling that they're selling something that they don't believe in. But like I said, like we said earlier, it's a confidence issue. And I mean, when someone came across you and said, "Hey, do you want to buy this house?" Like it wasn't they were a dirty car salesman. Like you wanted to buy that house, or your cable bill. Like you wanted to have cable to listen to a news show or Facebook or like StreamYard. Like we bought the
Yeah.
software because we wanted to put our messages out there to help more
Yeah.
people, and we're willing to spend that money to help people at a higher level. And so I don't know. I think I just learned from doing it and actually taking action and seeing what people wanted and what they don't want and understanding the messaging behind that. And I think that's why I kind of am so again, like my whole Facebook is kind of like the anti-guru because so many of these marketing gurus focus on emotion and kind of tying people's heartstrings. But for me, I'm a logical person. Like I'm not gonna buy something that doesn't make sense to me. So I'm not gonna sell something that doesn't make sense
Yeah.
to me either. Like I'm only gonna sell things that are gonna better my life. Like I only buy real estate. Like if I were to buy real estate like on an emotional level, I would be out of business. Like I'd be bankrupt because that's not how you invest money. And I think a lot of these marketing gurus are so focused on emotional ties and trying to kind of manipulate people in how to sell and how to buy that they don't understand like investing. And I think that's so many people. And you look at these gurus, all they buy is emotional products. Like they buy boats and they buy fancy cars and they buy big houses. But once those things go away, they're stuck with the property tax. They're stuck with the maintenance and they can't afford this shit anymore. And that's why they like go under and then you never see them again. And it's like they're gone. And so I only buy things that I know I'll make an investment on, and that will better my life. So like I only think logically in whatever I purchase, because if I can't make a return on it, or I know it's not going to better my life, I never purchase it. So that's why I wear the same shit all the time, because I'm not emotionally tied to things.
Good. That's good. So there was a book called, thank you, Brandon, called The Naked Trader. He talks about investing on the markets. You've got to think like that Star Trek, the long ears. What's his name? Dr. Spock or something,
Spock,
whatever
yep.
his name is. Spock. You've got to be unemotional.
Right.
You've got to execute with logic. And this is what you seem to do. And also, when we're in the world of sales, you kind of have to identify who your type of customer is, because there are different types of customers. And yes, there are the emotional ones, the yellows, we call them, the amiables. And then you've got the reds that are like in and out. And then you've got the blues that ask 101 questions. And you've got the green ones, I think, that are just like want the bottom line. I think I might have got those mixed up, but there's the 4 different personality types. So what would you say you are then? Would you say you're a logical person? You don't like, gurus manipulating on the emotions, because that's what people do. People do buy emotions, and then they try and justify it logical. What else? So how would you describe yourself then in a few words? What would you say?
That's a great question, Melvin. I think I've never actually heard that before, and I think that's a very good way to kind of differentiate and segment your audience. So for me, I figure out when I'm I think I go by numbers. So when I'm trying to invest in something, for real estate, for instance, I typically buy something that gets me 20 to 25% cash on cash return. So I'm able to get 20 to 25% cash on cash return. So if I were to spend, say, let's make this easy, $40,000, let's go 25%. I'm expected to get that $10,000 back in, that's probably the wrong number, but 25% of that back within that year. And so it would take me 4 years to make that money back. That's just cash on cash return. But when I invest into, say, a piece of software or an info product or anything like that, it depends on how much I'm investing. So for instance, if I'm doing something like software or an info product, I really expect, depending on the amount I've invested, to make that back within 1 to 3 months, just because of the cost of what it is to buy in. So I think of it as more of, and I don't think I've ever said this, but I hate when people talk about you need to invest in yourself, and investing in yourself is the best return, and all this like bullshit, because it's complete bullshit. You can't, if it's not an investment, if you're not making any money back, and you can only say that it's like, it's how do I say this? It's a long-term investment, or you're improving your skill set. But if you're not making any money, that is not an investment. That's a liability or even an expense. And so all these people that are buying into these info products, or like these high ticket courses or whatever it is, like, and don't get me wrong, like there are some high ticket courses. I know Melvin teaches some amazing things, and you should definitely stick with like what he teaches, because he gives you the facts as how they are. But like whenever I invest in something, I make sure that I can make a return within 1 to 3 months, depending on what it is. And so, and obviously it all depends on what you're investing in. Like my real estate, I invest in something that is cash on cash return, but I'm also getting cash flow. I'm getting tax benefits. I'm getting appreciation, so that the benefits are much greater than what I'm actually getting. But that's just the minimum. So, I mean, it depends on what your investment is, and it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. But I kind of have a rule of thumb that it's not really an investment if you're not getting any money back. So I hate these gurus who talk about like investing in yourself is the best investment, because it's not. Like, it really isn't. Like, you're investing in yourself is bullshit unless you actually get a return back. And if you're not getting a return back, then it's a liability, or it's just another expense or a shiny object that is that these people just teach, and they pry on emotion, and I hate it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my philosophy on that.
Brilliant. And like Robert Kiyosaki, we know, Rich Dad Poor Dad, he
Right.
talks about assets, liabilities. People don't know the difference.
No, not at all.
So, in my view, assets is it puts money in your pocket, and liabilities out your pocket. I mean, a great book, highly recommend it. So it seems like you've read that book. You know, you attended the class on real estate. You've naturally progressed in sales. Learning is ongoing. Is there anything else you want to say to the people? I mean, there's a lot of haters out there, and there's a lot of people saying, "Who is Brandon Duff?" I mean, I know you because we were in ClickFunnels group, and you had the moustache and you had a meatball pizza. That's how we first connected.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
So, any
Go.
message to all you haters and all you people watching around the world? Hello, YouTube, and hello, Facebook. So,
You know what? I've never had a hater that was doing better than me. So I really don't care what the haters are saying, because to me they're gonna keep hating. It's just like their own inflection on themselves, and it's just their own reflection on themselves. So I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm doing well. I continuously help people and invest my own money to kind of help my family continuously grow. And, I really don't care what the haters say. I actually block most of them because it really doesn't help me in any sense to kind of see what they're saying and to really care what they think, because it's their own insecurities about themselves. And I've actually learned this a while back. Like, people that are willing to help you are there to inspire, uplift, and motivate you, versus haters are there to kind of downgrade you, put a negative light, and just really criticize, and they have nothing better to do. So, I've literally blocked so many people, and I've also added and continuously add a bunch of amazing people. So it's just finding that mix, I think, of kind of creating your circle of people that are there to uplift and inspire you, and make sure that you're not consistently being in a environment that is negative. And as entrepreneurs, we are very susceptible to our environment. So if we can create an environment that consistently motivates us to do better and consistently pushes us to help at a greater level, then I'm going to double down on that every single day. So I consistently focus on the people that I'm helping and inspiring every single day. And I'm going to double down on removing the people that are just there to troll and cause trouble. So if I can remove them faster, and if they block me, that's even a better opportunity for me, because it just saves me time.
Yeah. I mean, the online world, like I said, lots of people, there's lots of spamming, there's some newbies just so keen to get their link out. And then there are haters. And like I have a philosophy, it costs $0 to be nice. And people forget that when we're online, we're actually real human beings. We're not robots. And
Right.
They get rude. I can see their frustration because they want to get their link out. They want sales, but they're going about it the wrong way. There's a proper way to do that. And then we teach that in our courses. We teach that there's a whole sales process. And it's very frustrating. And like I said, if people get rude, to the block party.
Right.
To the block party. And I've sent many. You've sent many.
Yeah, I've sent so many, and and it's not a reflection on you. You shouldn't take it personally when people attack you. It's just their own insecurities in a sense, because they're afraid of other people doing better than them, and it just might be like how their environment is, or how they've been treated as just growing up. And like, don't take that out on them, because it's their own personal issues. So just block them and let them deal with their own things, and just keep doing what you're doing and keep inspiring other people to do the same thing. And don't let it bring you down, because you're doing something wrong if you don't have haters. If you're not helping at a higher level and you're not supporting other people and you don't have haters, there might be something wrong with your messaging, because you're going to have haters regardless. So just expect it, and that's what it comes down to. Confidence too, is you need to have the confidence to overcome that and be okay with that, because if you're not okay with that, you're going to have more deep-seated issues down the road, because it's only going to get bigger. And it is what it is. But we live in a digital world where people can hide behind computer screens and write nasty messages and not have any kind of consequence because of it. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. But you just got to be a stronger person to overcome that.
Yeah, I think we call those in the industry keyboard warriors.
Yeah, they're not even keyboard warriors. They're keyboard trolls, and it's unfortunate because they're not even like, what kind of fight are they doing? And I think it actually takes away from the people like our service people who are warriors versus these people who are not warriors at all. They're just trolls. So
yeah. So there you have it. So we've got haters, how to deal with haters. You send them to the block party. So you're an ex-personal trainer. You're now part of the Money Friends. You're doing software online. It's been about a year now.
yeah.
So just a nice, easy question, just to finish on a high. So what you got planned for the rest of the day or rest of the weekend? It's a Sunday morning here. So it's probably a Saturday night where you are. So good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Again, hello to everyone on YouTube. Hello to everyone on Facebook. Hashtag live if you are live. Hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. So Brandon, what you got planned for the rest of the weekend, and what you plan to do after this?
Yeah, so it's 10:34 p.m. right now. I usually go to bed at 9, so I'm a early rise. Excuse me. I've had a lot of water. I'm an early riser, so I usually go to bed at 9. We actually just came back from my in-laws' house.
Okay.
Just looked at our property that's being built. So we just saw actually the piping, the foundation's not actually laid yet. But I will actually be spending time with my wife and writing some blog posts. I actually just wrote a few blog posts. I've actually been off Facebook kind of a lot more. I've been focusing more on the business aspect than the engagement aspect. So I've been writing blog posts on fake gurus. I've been writing blog posts on creating engagement and turning that into actually valuetainment, which is more of what you should be doing. But I think I'm just, for the rest of the week, I'm just gonna weekend. I'm just gonna be chilling with my beautiful wife and being able to just continuously provide content for my money friends. So
brilliant. And that's the life of an entrepreneur. So that's it from me. It's been 53 minutes. That's probably one of the breaking records, the longest interview I've had. I like to keep mine short and sweet, but I felt like this needed to be told. You've got an amazing story. You've got amazing things happen. I'm very grateful for our connection, and we're looking forward to more exciting things happening in the world of Brandon Duff and myself, Teacher Melvin. So with that said, everyone, thank you very much for watching. We'll have Brandon Duff come on the show again next week or in the next few weeks, some more updates, because we've got more exciting things in the pipeline, we know.
Yeah,
and that's it from me. That's
Mr.
it. So
Melvin, Teacher Melvin, I mean, you go by so many amazing names because you are just a rock star. And everyone, please subscribe to Teacher Melvin's podcast, to his YouTube channel. I only speak highly of him. And again, thank you so much for having me on your show and taking this opportunity to actually talk back and forth, because we don't get to do this all the time. So I'm super excited to be able to spend the last hour with you. And again, thank you so much.
Brilliant. Well, that's it. So Brandon, have a good night to you in Texas. It's still good morning over here in Myanmar. If you're not sure where Myanmar is, learn geography. So with that said, take care, Brandon, and I'll see you
so much.
next time.
You got it.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.